What is going on, beautiful people? It is your girl Marquita with Team TRM coming at you with another video. And today we are going to be discussing Stable Swap. Now, I've been involved with Stable Swap since November of last year, and I know it sounds funny saying that because we're just in January of 2024, but I did get started with Stable Swap in November of 2023. And if you have no idea what Stable Swap is, this is the first video you're coming across. You can actually click the cards in the above right now to see a full presentation of Stable Swap where I give you all of the details. Now, the reason why I got started in Stable Swap is numerous fold, but one of the first things is that it was not involved in what the typical online nature is, which is Forex or even crypto trading. I enjoyed that it was a fresh take on something new out there that has been really creating tons and tons and tons of revenue and in huge markets. And so that was something that really interested me. The next reason is I like that the people behind Stable Swap are real. So one of the co-founders, his name is Danny. He has actually been in the crypto space for quite a bit of time. Even before the introduction of Stable Swap, he made his money in another, opportunity that some may be aware of out in the DeFi space. And he really wanted something that was going to be beneficial for everyone getting involved. So this has been years and years and years in the making, and I really like that Danny D is down to earth, simple, easy to talk to guy. And I'll include some of the AMAs that I like down below that you can watch in the description of this video as well. And really when I'm looking at an opportunity, I'm looking to see, number one, that it is something that can actually make money. Number two, I want it to be one that is not where you have to sell and tell in order to make money. So for those who are completely passive people, I want them to be able to easily earn funds or earn crypto. Three, I want this to be real. So I want the opportunity to have real external revenue. I don't want to do any rob Peter to pay Paul's at all. So I do my best to try and present those type of opportunities on my channel. And then I wanted the people behind it to be real as well. And so I feel that Stable Swap encompasses that. And in my research, I started doing some digging because they mentioned, Stable Swap mentioned that they were regulated and that they had a company or a partner that was the reason for their regulation. And that company was Top One Tech. So that's where my research started, and I started kind of going down this rabbit hole of finding information and doing my due diligence. And the more that I liked, or the more that I saw, the more that I liked. And so I'm going to share some of that research that I have done and the reason why I decided to take a leap of faith in getting started with Stable Swap, even after being burned a couple of different times in other opportunities, and why I feel that this is going to be long term, and I'm pretty confident in this opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that to say, hey, all of the research that I've done is all the research that you should do. You should go out and do your own due diligence. And speaking of that, I do have to give a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not licensed to give you financial advice. So if you're seeking that, you should definitely go to a professional. We're talking cryptocurrency here. We're talking online. So you have to understand that this is super high risk anyway, and that there's a possibility to lose all or some of your crypto. I'm also a member of Stable Swap, and with that comes a link to be able to share and earn affiliate commission. So below this video, you will see a link to get started. That is an affiliate link. If you decide to click on that and get started and make a deposit or provide liquidity rather, I will get some form of compensation paid to me. Of course, that is at no cost to you, but I do have to let you know that. You can find those disclaimers below. So this video is not going to be too long. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what I started to do, what research I looked into in order to make my decision to provide liquidity in this opportunity. So as you can see here, it says powered by a regulated EMI and VASP, VASP. They are KYC, AML, CTF, and KYC travel rule and sanction compliant. And what I noticed when listening to Danny, who again is one of the co-founders, he mentioned that they are regulated through a company called Top One Tech. So that is their partner. That is the company that has all of the licensing and regulations needed in order for StableSwap to operate as the business that they are. And they mentioned that this has been like 4 years in the making. When you hear Danny speak, he talks about it being 4 years in the making. This is not something that actually just happened overnight. And you can see on the website here, their partnership with Top One Tech, a BSP licensed EMI and VASP company. Now, when reading that, it might as well sound like, you know, a foreign language to me because I had no idea what that meant. So the first thing I wanted to do is start with the company that they're stating is their partner, which is Top One Tech company or corporation. So I started looking that up and I realized that Top One Tech actually has a app, right? And so that app is located on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store as well. I went ahead and I downloaded the app. I looked at it. Says that it's been around for 4 years, so that was accurate. I couldn't actually get into the application because I need a referral to do that. And they are based out in the Philippines. I'm in the US, so I couldn't actually get completely into the application. So I had to go other routes to try to find more information about the company. So the first thing that I did was I searched, right? Do they have a website? Here, how can we get in touch with them? And their website is topwallet.ph. I said, awesome. So we see the who is here, and I'll include this below. We can see that this hosting history has been 4 years, again, right in line with what they were mentioning. Hey, this has been around for 4 years. Amazing stuff, right? The next thing I wanted to do is take a physical look at the website. And I'll just go back to the homepage here. And you can see there are ways to downloading in the Google Play and the App Store. And here is that information here again, regulated by the Bangko Sentral in the Philippines, right? So they are a BSP licensed e-money issuer and remittance agent. So you can be sure that your funds are safe with us. We have also been designated a VASP or virtual asset service provider by the BSP, which allows us to be a virtual currency exchange, be custodians, and manage derivative products for all types of digital assets. So, I mean, we're talking exactly what StableSwap is doing, right? So they are stating that they are regulated and that they are able to do this through their Filipino license for the BSP, which is great. But all right, so how is StableSwap and Top One Tech connected? How is that a thing? So I wanted to see if Top Wallet or Top One Tech actually allows companies to partner with them. And so I noticed on the website right here, it says that you can become a partner. So when we're looking at it, we have different partnerships here that Top One Tech offers. So you can be a token or coin partner, which is kind of in line with what StableSwap is doing. You can also be a merchant partner, an e-commerce partner, a logistics partner, a Top Wallet partner outlet, or even a payroll partner. So Top One Tech does have partnerships that they allow different companies and individuals to get started with. So that was good news to me as well. And then I'm like, okay, well, anybody can say anything on a website, right? Anyone can say, hey, we're regulated. We are doing things by the book here. We have these 2 licenses. So I wanted to dig deep into that. I had no idea what a VASP license was. I had no idea what an EMI license was, which is listed here on the website. So I wanted to do some digging there. So I started looking up what VASP was. So again, the acronym VASP stands for Virtual Asset Service Provider, and a VASP license is a permit granted by regulatory authorities to offer cryptocurrency exchange and trading service. Again, which is what StableSwap is doing. The license is required in many countries around the world as governments are implementing regulatory measures to protect users and prevent illicit activities. To obtain a VASP license, you must comply with certain requirements set by local local legislation. These requirements may include submitting personal, tax, and financial documents, as well as demonstrating technical knowledge of how the crypto market works. And so I said, okay, well, let's see if they're actually a VASP holder, because we want to make sure that all of the information that's provided on that website is accurate. So I went ahead and I went over to bsp.gov.ph. Again, this is all based out in the Philippines. The operation is starting in the Philippines, and then this is going to roll out into other countries and other locations as well. So here we can see this is on the BSP website, the bsp.gov website. So this is a government website. This is a government PDF. And I went ahead and looked up the list of virtual asset service providers, or VASPs. So we can see the institutional name, the president, the address, and the contact information here. It starts off with non-VASP, and this is in alphabetical order. So if we scroll down here, we can see a number of different companies. And here we go right here, number 8, Top One Technologies Corporation, with Mr. Jose Clifford Ramos as the president, the address here, the contact information. So I said, okay, so that checks out. They do have a VASP license, just like they mentioned on the website here, right? And so the next thing that we talk about here that was on the StableSwap website was they're regulated also by EMI. Again, might as well be a foreign language to me, so I had to look up what EMI was. So here we have a website that goes through everything. It's eternitylaw.com. So it says, what is an EMI? With the exponentially increasing adoption of digital currencies and the blockchain-based platforms supporting them, the services that cater to the DeFi, the infrastructure is growing in number. However, to integrate services into the EU and international financial frameworks, startups in these sectors must apply for appropriate licenses. One of them is EMI, which is an electronic money institution. An EMI is an entity that is empowered to offer prepaid cards, e-wallets, and other forms of e-money that individuals and legal entities can use as a means of payment. EMIs are required to obtain approval to operate within the EU under the EU Directive 2015/2366. The main objective of this derivative is to protect clients in making transactions via the internet safely and without any risk. This directive also frames the obligations for EMIs to offer payment services. Among them is mandatory getting an EMI license. Once it is obtained, an EMI can execute business throughout Europe and beyond. So I'll include this below so you can see some of the information that is allowed when you're utilizing an EMI license, so you can execute the following operations. And so I said, okay, well, let's check again to see if they have an EMI license. And what I did is I went back to bsp.gov. And it says a list of BSP supervised electronic money issuers, or EMI. So you can see that they have them listed here as EMI banks. You see a couple of banks that are listed here out in the Philippines. And then we see section B that says EMI non-bank financial institutions. And we can scroll down. It's in alphabetical order here. But there are a number of different companies that a lot of Filipinos would recognize, like EasyPay. We have eMandarin, GPay. And if we continue to scroll down here and we get to what's the T's in the alphabetical order here, we can see that Top One Tech is actually listed as number 36. Again, you see Mr. Jose Clifford V. Ramos. The address here is listed, and you see the contact number and the email address. So what StableSwap is mentioning so far is correct, right? So they're powered by a regulated EMI and VASP licensed company. And we can see that this company is KYC, AML, CTF, and travel rule and sanction compliant. So they are telling the truth here. So that was a plus for me. But then I'm like, okay, this is regulated by EMI and VASP, and I keep seeing this Banco Central, right? So I said, let me actually go to the website for bsp.gov.ph, and I wanted to take a look and really dig deep and exactly make sure that this was actually a government agency. I wanted to ensure that it was. And I started doing some further digging here. And I actually went to the official government website for the Philippines, and I went through and looked at the directory of Department of Agencies just to ensure that Bangko Sentral was actually up here as well. And it is, so we can see that they're listed here. We have their address. It's a government owned and controlled corporation. So we know that if they are being listed on this website, it's regulated by the Filipino government, which is a good thing for me. And what I also did was I started to do some further digging on Top One Tech. I'm like, who are they associated with? And I came across this company called Impero Consortium Management Corp. And the first thing that I did was I went to the About section of this website, and it says Impero is a Philippines SEC registered corporation 100% owned by Filipinos with a certificate of accreditation by the authority of the Freeport area of Bataan, which is AFAB. So I said, okay, this is interesting. This is another bold claim that this website is making. And I'm going to show you why this is important before I go further and look into that. When I went to the Impero website, it actually shows me, if I click down below here, that they are partnered with Top One Tech, right? And this is a SEC regulated company in the Philippines. This is a company that is associated with the authority of the Freeport area of Bataan. And so I was like, well, what the heck is that, right? And if I go to the directory, I wanted to see, well, is that another government agency? Is this something that is important for us to know? Like, what is this company? So I went here, and again, this is starting with A, so all of this is in alphabetical order. Again, this is just like the information that I looked up, and as we could see here, authority of the Freeport area of Bataan. So this is a government owned and controlled corporation as well. So I said, that's interesting, right? But again, this is a website that anyone can claim to be partnered with, right? They're saying they're a SEC regulated corporation. They're accredited through AFAB, but let's find out if that's true. So I went over to the afab.gov.ph site. This is a government site. And look here, we have Impero listed here as well. Okay. So to me, if Top One Tech is being partnered with Impero. Impero is associated with a government agency. Top One Tech has licensing with, these government agencies in the Philippines. I can feel pretty confident that StableSwap, in connection with Top One Tech, is going to do a decent job. Okay. And now that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that this is the thing that you must do. Okay. Everyone has to do their own due diligence. Everyone has to do their own research, has to make their own decisions. But I wanted to share with you why I decided to get started, just in a really, really quick video, so that you understand. Okay. So this is the research that I've done. You can go through, again, do your own research, do your own due diligence, and see if it's something that you want to partner with. Now, that's the research that I personally did, that I looked into. I dug a bit further into Impero as well. There's real people behind Impero. We're on the About page, so if you scroll down, you'll actually start to see some of their team here. You'll see their team in Japan, out in the Philippines as well. These are real people. Check their digital footprint, and you can go through and do that as well. So I really dug deep before deciding to start to ramp up my funds here, because again, I want things that are long term. I want things that are going to be around for a while. Am I saying that this is the perfect business? Absolutely not. There's no such thing as a perfect business. There are going to be hiccups. There are going to be, pitfalls that the management team has to overcome. But I do enjoy the team behind StableSwap. I do enjoy the vision behind StableSwap. I do like that they are going into the Asian market and helping them to understand crypto. And we're talking a multi-billion-dollar market here, and we're just getting a slice of that by partnering with one of the companies, Top One Tech, in order to do that. So that's the due diligence that I did. Again, I'll include the links below for you to go ahead and check out yourself. But I wanted to give a brief overview as to why I decided to get started, because many people have been asking me, well, why are you choosing to partner with Stable Swap? What is the reason? And hopefully this video answers that question, gives you a little bit more insight. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can leave a comment below. My email is also in the description below as well. And I appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to get started, again, the link is below to get started and create an account. You can check out more of my videos as well on this page. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it. Give me a subscribe if you haven't already. But again, my name is Marquita. I'm with Team TRM. And as I always say, I'll see you at the top or not. You decide. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.